What's going on YouTube? My name is Jason and welcome to today's video. Today I will be doing a state of the collection. The last time I did a state of collection was in April. Since then I have sold 5 watches and bought many others. Just very quickly, the 5 watches I sold were mainly Seikos, namely an SNZF-17 Sea Urchin, the SPRD-23 Save the Ocean Great White, a SPRD-61, the relaunched Seiko 5, the venerable SKX009K2, as well as a Seagal M200S. I sold most of these watches because I was moving away from the rotating bezel dive style watch look. The Seagal, I sold it because it was a relatively thick watch and it wasn't really getting much wrist time. I've bought several watches, the first of which is this Dune stainless steel. This took about 1.5 months to reach me from China. I think the guy forgot. Obviously, this watch draws inspiration from the Patek Philippe Nautilus. The execution on the casing is not bad, but the bracelet is, there's leaves much to be desired. It's just very stiff. Okay, then one of the first watches that I bought when Singapore came out from a lockdown and the retail shops were allowed to operate was this King Turtle Grenade. It comes with the upgraded movement, a Cyclops at the 3 o'clock position, ceramic bezel, as well as a sapphire glass. I bought this because of a great review by Uptick Watch Review. What else did I get? I think I got this one first. I got this bezel-less relaunched Seiko 5, the Dress Kx. Because of its diminutive size as well as the styling on the handset, it gives a bit of a vintage, if not two-door vibe. As you can see, it's approaching midnight and I'm doing this video. Alrighty, just let me put one side. I also got another vintage looking watch, and this time is from a person from Carousel, almost unused, very good price. The Timex Q 1978 reissue, the Falcon Eye. Look at how the dial plays with the light. This is the only Timex in my formal collection. I must have had a digital Timex somewhere in earlier in my youth. This one is the only one in my formal collection. I also bought, okay, which one came first? I think this came first. This is the Seiko Cocktail Time Mojito. Look at the lovely Dao texture. I will do more in-depth reviews. Meanwhile, I'm just running through them. I also bought the one in blue for trading purposes, but I'm keeping the green one so that maybe one day when I can go for my nights out to chill, I'll probably take a wrist shot with an actual Mojito. This has the much slimmer movement compared to the older Cocktail Time. I also have got this very interesting piece that I bought, this Orient Camera. The styling, this is a reissue of a 2005 model, and it draws its inspiration from the old school rangefinder cameras, from the bezel, as well as the crown guard that looks like a shutter guard. In fact, I normally don't have open heart watches. I don't even have this. This probably is the first open heart watch. I was in a rush to fill up my box and I saw, Why not? Let's try this Orient. Lastly, I ended the last slot for my second watch with this Oceanus T200. Did I get the reference number right? Solid case back, Zaratsu polishing around the casing. The casing, let me see the casing. The casing. There's a snag scarf somewhere. Brush polish on the bracelet. But just look at the dial. Look at the dial, how it floats. How the markers just float on the blue dial. So these are the watches that I've bought. And then going forward, the watches that I cannot sell, they are these Casio EDDY given to me by my girlfriend, then a wife, as well as a Seiko Kinetic Premier. I do grumble about these two watches to my wife. The EDDY, I don't really like the integrated bracelet. I do moan about it. And this Seiko Kinetic Premier, I must have spent quite a fair bit of money replacing the batteries. So you know what happens if you don't really use it, the capacitor drains the charge. Then you will just wear off the capacity of the capacitor. Okay, you need to shake it once in a while, you know, gotta shake it off. Other watches that I cannot sell are those that I use for my wedding or wedding related, including this Orient Bambino. This actually was one of the first few watches that was YouTube inspired. However, I also got this watch for my 4 buddies who helped out at my wedding, with a special inscription at the back. I don't really get to wear this because I'm working from home and I've got other dress watches, but I can't sell this. I also got this for my wedding engagement. I think this is the JE073J1 with the new 6L35 movement, the slim casing. There's a similar model that is in stainless steel, but I like it for the, there's a similar model in titanium, but this is in stainless steel, so it gives a bit of heft. Look at the dial, frosty dial. Okay, and when I couldn't, I'm sure you heard this story very often, when I realized I needed to wear a leather strap watch instead of changing it to just a leather strap, or this is a vegan leather strap, I bought another watch, this Orient style Power Reserve with the Breguet style handset, the waffle dial, and the railroad track. I wore this for my photo shoots. For the photo shoot, does it say Japan? It has a gold PVD casing, but because of its very small size, it's very discreet. Discreet to the point that nobody ever asked me about this watch. So post-wedding, what else have I got? I got these Longines to mark my overdue promotion. This is my go-to dress watch with the enamel flagship on the case back. I bought a Longines also because this is my first Swiss watch, and I bought a Longines because my father was also gifted a Longines for his long service at the Singapore ports, but I misplaced it somewhere in 1998 or 1999. This is my own aftermarket strap. Another Seiko. Most of the Seikos come in a bracelet, but I just swapped them initially. Okay, so this watch I can't sell. This has the interesting Dao texture as well. This is the, I think this is the SSA385J1, the cocktail time Starbar Fugui Sheki, limited edition. But to how many pieces again? I remember talking about it, 7,000 pieces. I can't sell this because I bought a similar model for my wife. So my wife has ordered me not to sell this because you know, this was my Christmas present and something similar was her Christmas present. So let me take the Mojito. Oh, sorry for hitting the camera. Let me take the Mojito cocktail time. You just take a look. It's really just much slimmer, slightly slimmer than the older models. This is the older model, this is the latest model. Okay, it should be apparent on camera. So what else have I got that I cannot sell? Of course, my two Grand Seikos. I bought this SBGA211, the Grand Seiko Snowflake, the flagship model for my 36th birthday. As you can see here, a lot of marks on the bracelet. This is titanium, by the way. It's very light. It's a very big watch, in fact, but because it's made of titanium, it's about 30% lighter than a stainless steel model. The Dao. I can't sell this because it's to mark my 36th birthday. I'm not sure what's the price I can get. And as well as this SBGP007, the 9F quartz anniversary. This is just jewelry, you know, this is just jewelry because of the 18K gold Grand Seiko lion on the case back. Oh, there's a lot of texture on the Dao, but it just doesn't come out that easily. Let me see if you can see. I think it's supposed to say 2020 or is it 9F? I think it's supposed to say 2020, I believe, when I bought it. It's got a star at the 6 o'clock position. Oh, we should see a. Should we see a date change soon? Oh, I haven't changed the date the last time round. It's a day behind. So these are my two Grand Seikos that I'm not going to sell. Then there are watches that I have listed them for sale, but I've not been able to sell them. Such as these three watches, in fact. This Citizen, I think this is a BN019-180L, an Eco Drive Diver. It's a very solid watch, but again, no, say no to divers. I'll probably look at relisting it on Carousel again. And another one, I think this is the NY00007, the Asia limited edition with the red bezel and the white dial. Limited to 888 pieces, but I couldn't get any offers. You know, some of them were just plain annoying. And if you have seen this, does it remind you of another watch that's on the market recently? The Seiko 5 Street Fighter Ryu. Of course, the Ryu has got a textured dial, a gi texture, the what they call the uniform you wear for, you know, taekwondo, karate. But this is the Citizen. Interesting color combination, red and white. Singapore colors. And this one, oh my gosh, the Singapore micro brand Zelos Meteorite dial with the bronze casing. As you can see, it's aging well. Limited edition with the elaborate 2893 ETA movement. Sapphire sandwich. 120 pieces, yet nobody wants to buy from me. Because it is bronze, I'm going to take a big hit if I want to be successful. Again, this is because it's a diver. I'm selling it. It's quite small. Of all the divers, I mean, I can keep it long term, but just doesn't grow on me, other than the fact that it's aging. Then lastly, we have got watches that I may consider selling, but I haven't really sold them because I'm going to get a very big hit on them, and they have slight sentimental value. For instance, this Casio EDDY with World Time, this is 4 years old already. This is 4 years old. I'm not sure. I think I paid $200 for it, and if I want to really move this watch out of my collection, I probably have got to sell it at about $50, and there might not be takers. World Time Sapphire. The functions. Okie doke. This SBDC041, the Transocean Prospects. I bought it in a fit of rage when the madness started in 2018. There's actually a white version, white ceramic bezel, in a white, I'm not sure it's white coated bracelet. But as you can see, and there's also another one with the same color, almost the same color scheme, but with the spring drive movement, costing maybe about 5 to 6K. Anyway, if I were to sell this SBDC041, I'm not sure what's the depreciation is going to be, because this black PVD just shows the wear and tear much better than stainless steel. And it's an integrated bracelet, so I will have to go back to Seiko and beg them to sell me a new bracelet. It's a cool watch, very cushioned, and the color scheme is just very interesting. Black and somewhat rose gold. We have also got this this DW. Who's going to buy this? This is, I can tell it's like under $100 Sing dollars, but it's heavily used for exercise. So maybe if I have to sell, if I really want to move it out from my collection, I'm also going to take a very big hit on it. I can keep it until the resin band wear off and then just do a slight replacement. It's Saturday 013 hours. Okay, the story about this is I bought this definitely for trading. I was planning to flip it, but the guy who made me an offer decided to ghost me. Scam. And to make things worse, I was walking to work one day and there was a change of direction. They guided me to another exit, then I accidentally, brushed it against a lamppost and it picked up a scarf somewhere in the bezel. Interesting watch. It has a Rolex Explorer vibe. Small case size. I like small case sizes, and I cannot lie. Okay, but maybe I'll just put it up for sale and see what the offers I may get. And finally, this Seagal 1963. This Seagal 1963, I bought it from Peninsula Plaza from a Chinese dude. The problem with this watch is that there are always issues about its authenticity, and there's just so many of these Seagal 1963 on the market. I was looking at the JD app, and apparently this goes for the one with that's sold by Seagal officially with a solid case back, actually goes for about 4,200 yuan. That works out to be about $800 to $900 Singapore. So I don't think this really is $800. It could be just a sticker price before discounts. So looking ahead, over the next 3 years, maybe, if I have another kid, I hope if I have another kid, God willing, I'll be probably looking at a Omega. I'm looking at the Omega Globemaster. The white one will do, but if I were to strike lottery, maybe the one with the Sedna Rose Gold. For the 40th birthday, if I can get my hands on a Rolex Oyster Perpetual or any of the Explorers at retail price, of course, that'd be great. And if we were to be able to travel overseas anytime soon, maybe a Sinn. If I were to go to Germany, or any Japanese limited edition in the very likely event that I were to fly to Japan. In the meanwhile, I'll probably flip affordable watches. I've already actually bought another of the watch box, a 12-slot watch box, and I'm not afraid to use it. So thank you guys for listening to me or watching this video. Please help me share, help me like this video. I'm just hoping to get about 6,000 to 8,000 views in the coming months until the end of 2020. My next video will come soon. Probably I'll be reviewing all my existing watches but with the calipers. Alright, good night and much love from Singapore.